Today we are cooking Chinese cabbage soup with meatballs. Here is Chinese cabbage or chou chinoise. Here is tofu. It's from bio tofu, which you can buy from any supermarket, or you can go to a Chinese supermarket and buy fresh tofu. The only difference is the fresh one won't last as long, so you need to eat it as soon as you buy it. And here, of course, we have an egg. We have minced beef, which is here. You could use minced fish, minced lamb, or anything that's minced you can use in your soup. Oh, and the added ingredients will be milk, wine, salt, chicken powder, black pepper, corn flour, and ginger. Okay, folks. Now we are going to prepare the minced beef, which will eventually make the meatballs. You have enough minced beef here certainly for 2 people, possibly 3, depending on how hungry you are. Ginger, mind your fingers, as complete with the skin. You cut them, dice them into very small pieces, and then add it to the minced beef. 1 egg. Some black pepper, if you can turn it. So this is white pepper.
It's big.
Because it's bigger, it's coarser.
Yeah, and
some salt, 1 spoon of salt. Oh, and a little white wine. Oh,
any wine.
Any wine you have lying around. It could be white, red or pink, it doesn't matter. Again, about a spoonful of wine. And we mix it with chopsticks. Always with chopsticks. Never a whisk or a spoon or a fork. Because in China they use chopsticks. You keep mixing it till it's all absorbed together. And now you add some milk. This is a secret recipe which everybody's being shown. Yes. It really is a secret recipe. But it's not secret anymore. That's about 2 soup spoons of milk. Nothing is measured exactly. It is because you will get used to what you are cooking, and it's to your taste. That's now 3 soup spoons of milk. Now we come to the tofu. We cut 1 piece of tofu in half. And the half that you'll see is being squashed with your fingers into crumbs. It's breaking up the small pieces of tofu. And the reason for this is it's going to be added to the minced beef. You may ask why. Well, that's the secret, but I will tell you the secret. It's to add consistency to the meat, and when you turn this meat into meatballs, it becomes very, very tasty. A little corn flour, which we add. And again, using these very expensive tools, the chopsticks, because it's Chinese, and it actually works very, very well. And it's interesting because in a Chinese kitchen, you just have this minced beef is just minced beef with no tofu in it, and corn flour is going to be added to it. Again, using the special tools, chopsticks. I was going to say earlier on that this knife is the only knife that is really used in a real Chinese kitchen. They don't have many different types of knives like they do in the West. That's now ready. Okay, now we're about to start, and as you can see, the cabbage is gently being pulled to pieces, and once we've pulled it apart, this is the heart of the cabbage, which we will use to make another dish. Now we are going to wash the leaves, but of course not with soap, just with water, and you will see. Okay, now we are going to cut the leaf in half. This part of the leaf we would use to make the soup. This part of the leaf we would use to make another dish. Now we are going to peel from the end of the cabbage leaf the string, which is similar to pulling the string from celery. It makes it much more tender, and you have to cook that first when you're cooking the leaves, because it's not quite as tender as the top of the leaf. And I remember when I was in Beijing teaching many students English, I used to go to many schools, and everywhere I went there were literally hundreds of boxes of this cabbage stored everywhere, because people used to use it all the time. It's the main food they used to have a long time ago, and in the winter it's always stored and kept because it's very good for you. It was fantastic to watch, and it's so delicious to eat, because at the time in the north part of China, often all you had was cabbage, sometimes potato, and sometimes black radish or something similar to that. That's all you ever had, so you had to make the most of whatever you had to eat. Okay, the water is now boiling, and we put the ginger in, which has got skin on it, which is very important. Now we add the cabbage leaves. These are the slightly thicker cabbage leaves because they have to go in first, otherwise they would take too long to cook. That's it. Okay, now the bigger leaves have been cooking for more than a minute. We're adding the tender leaves to the water, and remember, don't put a lid on, let it cook without a lid. Now we are going to add the meat balls, which are made just by using a spoon and literally putting the spoon into the meat mixture and making a round ball. Very cleverly done, very easily done. And just put them in to the soup like this. It's very simple and very tasty. I can't wait to eat them. They're very easy to eat for old people, for children, anybody that's not feeling too good. It's very good for you.
With rice.
You can add rice to it if you wish as well. Okay, so now you see the meatballs bubbling away nicely in the soup, in the liquid. Whatever you do, do not put a spoon in there and stir it. Just let them cook on their own, otherwise the meatballs will break up. And once they're cooked, it'll be so easy to eat and you'll enjoy it. Right, now you will see that the colour has changed of the meat. It's now not red, it is and now you check the meat, you will find if you break it in half, oh, I can't wait to eat it. It's all cooked, so it's cooked through completely. Now you add some sea salt, or any salt, just to add a little more taste, and of course the special Knorr chicken powder from Hong Kong actually, and of course some black pepper. Once that's all in, that's all should be sufficient. That should be enough. Enjoy. Bon appetit.